And how you guys doing? This is very important in reference to celebrity friends or celebrity females that I've dated, or girls that have wanted to be in a relationship with me, such as girls or whichever. I'm not sure which girl or what is going on, because I'm here in Indianapolis being held hostage by the satellite man, and they're stealing the postal mail and all kinds of other abuses. They're still hitting me in the teeth. Obviously, they can't seem to get the information right of who I am and who my parents are. So they're causing hiccups. They're still hitting me in the teeth, and I just ate popcorn too. And so, in reference to girls that are friends of mine or friends in Hollywood, you need to make, or people that know me or that are friendly with me, you need to make videos and say why girls that are friends of mine, why they haven't hung out with me, why they haven't spent time with me. If it's a satellite man, say that on YouTube. If it's because you're in another relationship, say that on YouTube. Or, in reference to friends or hanging out as friends, or, and I'm tax free from the day I was born. Plus, I'm a real hermaphrodite, too. But the government is still trying to play these games, them confusing my identity. And, there's not very many real hermaphrodites in the world. You know that, right? So, for them to try to confuse who I am, and I'm the only one with scars, what I have on my face. These other people, there's people that probably tried to copy the scars or birthmarks or beauty marks, and that's illegal. So, the office of Elliot Ness or the Treasury needs to arrest people trying to steal, beauty marks or birthmarks and trying to claim that they thought it was their birthmarks in the royal protocol, when it's my birthmarks and beauty marks and scars that are in the royal protocol from when my parents was alive. So, that's very important. But in reference to if anybody stole from my trust funds that I was supposed to receive, they have to get prosecuted no matter who they are. But, in reference to celebrity females that are friends of mine, or even guy friends that I have in Hollywood that are friends, they need to make YouTube videos saying, hey, yeah, we would have hung out, but he's being held hostage. And I was like, how do you know he's being held hostage? No, we've been over there, and they said we couldn't go over there. Or they said this, or they said that. Or they made up their... A Nazi was doing an investigation on Jewish people. The Nazis was trying to do investigations on Italians and French, and the Nazis and the Middle Easterners was trying to claim that they thought they owned this country or something, or, and then they look on a map and say the Middle East is over there and Germany's over there, or wherever it's at. And this is America, and it's not owned by Germans or Middle Easterners, and it's not owned by other countries either. So, that's basic information. But in reference to whoever these people are, people are supposed to make YouTube videos like say, oh, they came over here and they were trying to get in contact with me, but then they weren't able to because of what? What's the reason? Make a YouTube video about it. It's got to get on the record, because otherwise it'd be like, okay, well, that person didn't even call. That person didn't send a letter. That person didn't do this. That person didn't do that. And they were on the list of friends, or they were on the list of friendly people, or what you might call the uncle or aunt list of Hollywood. That doesn't mean they're necessarily relatives, really. But it's like associated uncles, like people that have known me in Hollywood for a long time, or aunts or something like that. Certain acknowledgments of friendly, like Hollywood friendly family, like group of people being like friendly with each other or something. Just general information. But I'm the only child of my mother and father, and I'm the only owner of my mother and father's estates forever. So it's kind of a point of information. People need to make YouTube videos of what's going on. How many people didn't try to get in contact with me? How many people tried to send letters or information, or if anybody tried to send money or anything? Didn't receive none of it. So, it's kind of like you got to make the videos. You got to keep it on record. You got to get it on record on the internet. So it's easy to find for court proceedings against the bad people, and, the history of things. Because, this is, something that's going to be in a history museum, this whole predicament, I guess you'd say, or predicament. the point of information of being held hostage, and the history of people confusing my identity and people trying to confuse my mother and father's identity. That's going to be in like museums like the Getty Museum, like the historic situation of government trying to cover up my identity, government trying to fool people. That's got to go in college history books and college classes too, and business class information in reference to these clowns tried to steal my identity. These clowns tried to claim they didn't know who I am. These clowns tried to move in on property. It's a historic hostage situation, and people's names have to be on record. This is going to have to be in all the in a museum in every city and state, and on the internet. Like all the museums have to put up a display, a historic situation of people holding me hostage, men trying to rape me, men trying to steal genetics, men trying to steal sperm or hermaphrodite eggs. It's got to be documented in the history of America. And which countries tried to send me money, which countries tried to send information, which people stole it, which people did what, which people tried to steal my accomplishments in sports or business or inventions or anything. It has to be on record. Everything's copyrighted, protected, and every day has to be on the record of every day. So, it's kind of like one of those things where things have to be documented, what's going on, which people tried to send things in the mail, which people tried to call, which people tried to rescue me, which people are blocking people, which people are blocking me from my mother and father's mansions. I mean, it's going to be like an encyclopedia of detailed information of who, what, when, and where, and why, and what kind of problems they cause. So we need and it's going to be on the History Channel too, this whole hostage situation, and how they tried to trick people. Like, you ever seen the Chainling movie? Somebody's seen that. Somebody wanted me to mention that one. But in reference to other movies or history, this has to be on the record about being held hostage this long. The clowns and government people that tried to misconstrue the information. The types of ways government tried to mislead people and tried to point people in the wrong direction when they were the ones hurting me or stealing from me or raping me or blocking me from my mother and father's mansions. It all has to be on the record. It has to be in the Jewish museums too, and the Catholic museums, and needs to be in Asian museums and Canadian museums, and even in Mexican museums if they want to put it in there too. The history of things. So it's kind of like one of those things where the information needs to be documented. The information needs to be up to date. Which people tried to steal my penis? Which people tried to steal diamonds from my body? How did they try to do that? They tried to injure me, and then medical people tried to steal diamonds from the body. How they tried to do that? Well, they stole body scans, or they stole body scans from the airport, or they stole body scans when they had injured me, and then they plotted to try to pull diamonds out of the body, and then they tried to hand diamonds to dirty politicians, and dirty politicians tried to sell stolen diamonds or whatever. It's got to be in the history books, and it's got to be in the museums too, and on the internet.